Hi, and thank you for coming today. The rain held off, right? The rain held off, not the wind, but the rain held off, and we're so thankful for this. Today we're here to celebrate an incredible milestone for London Ice Cream, 30 years in business. That's amazing. Let's have a round of applause for that. I'm so thrilled to have two incredible individuals here that we've worked with in the past, that we continue to work with. One is from the LADC, and the other one is a city councillor and also the budget chair. So Cyril, if you ever need any help adjusting budgets or accounting or something like that, she also runs the city's budget. So might be a little bit bigger than ours, but I think she can help, right? Sound good? Yeah. Okay, so again, everyone, thank you for coming. I've been working here for 10 years, and I worked at Sony for almost 10 years as well. And the similarities between Sony and ice cream are very, very similar. I know you're probably thinking Abby's just a little out to lunch, but they are very similar, and I'll explain why. When I worked at any job in between Sony and any job prior to Sony, when you're in a scrum or you're in a meeting or you're just out at a family gathering or a friends gathering, they say, hey, what do you do for a living? And you say you work at Sony, and everyone's eyes were just like, holy, what? You work where? I was so blessed and privileged to get that opportunity and work at Sony Canada for 10 years, and it was just an amazing experience. But ever since I left that job, I kind of felt like I lost my celebrity level. And ice cream brings that celebrity level back. Because once I started working here, people ask me, hey Abby, what do you do for a living? I sell ice cream. Oh, I was instant best friend all the time. Moving forward, I started lying. I just said I worked at a dairy place, right? If I didn't want the attention, right? Because ice cream brings so many incredible memories to all of us. I think all of us that work in this industry, we forget that piece. We become numb to that piece. We kind of forget that exciting moment of when you were little and your parents would take you for an ice cream cone. Even during recessions, even during the pandemic, people, even right now, money's tight, but families always find a way to take their kids out for an ice cream cone, right? And I think that's a really important piece that we should never forget, especially some of us suppliers, some of us that work in this industry. We just get kind of lost in this a bit. And it's such a beautiful moment when I walk out of work every day and I see little kids sitting here and running around on the grass. This is an experience they will never forget, and they will continue that experience with their kids if they have that gift of having children in the future. It's a beautiful moment. It's something to celebrate. It's something that we should always keep dear to our heart, right? So that's my thing. Again, I'd like to introduce myself again. My name's Abby, and at this moment, I'd like to introduce Councillor Elizabeth Pelosa. Again, she's our City Councillor, Ward 12, and she's also the City of London Budget Chair. So, Elizabeth.
Thanks, Abby. Obviously you saw I can't take direction. He told you to sit, and I went and sat. So just proving there that politicians actually can't follow directions from the community. Just thank you. I was thrilled when you moved from Baseline to here because it's closer to my house. I appreciate that. And thank you for the community memories that you host here, that you help make, regardless of what your position is. You help make that possible. You hosted an outdoor movie night here last year. Residents loved it, and it's accessible space and a small treat that families can come together for, and neighbors. It's a business with heart. You give back, and I thank you for that. You've actually employed two of my children now. You had James in your shop a couple years ago. Now you have Sam out front scooping. He wanted out of school today to be here to celebrate, which I made him stay in school. So just thank you for that. I brought a certificate on behalf of the city as the entrepreneurship and the business impact that you have, the community space and the heart that you give back to the community. It is known, it is loved, especially through White Oaks. You're that little bit closer now that the community has huge plans to come out, and whenever you do something or post online, I see them really rejoicing in what you're doing. And for all the work, and regardless of what position you fill, you all help to make that vision possible for community space to come together over a good scoop. Thank you.
We'll do that certificate, like you said. Yeah, for sure. After. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for those kind words. At this moment, I'd like to introduce Josh, London Economic Development Board Manager for Manager and Business Development. Josh, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. Good morning. My name is Josh Taylor. I'm Manager of Business Development for the LEDC, London Economic Development Corporation. The LEDC exists to help support the growth and success of businesses here in the City of London. I oversee the agri-food sector, so I've had the pleasure of working with Abby and Cyril and seeing them grow over the few years that I've been with the organization, and it's been incredible. You know, London is home to a ton of great companies within the sector. We've actually become a hub for food and beverage manufacturing for Ontario, and that's done strategically and because of the companies and their willingness to work together. I'd be hard pressed to find a better word to describe London Ice Cream Co. than community. You know, the work that Abby and Cyril do here in the store, but beyond that, you know, they're working to support LEDC's events. They're working to support the Small Business Center. They're putting on their own events to give back to the community. They're working together to help grow, and they're not doing this alone. So it's incredibly admirable. So it's no question that there are 30 years of success, and we'll see another 30, no question. So congratulations, Abby and Cyril.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Josh. Amazing. So at this time, for many of the individuals that are here, they're probably going to be in complete shock because I'm not allowing a choice. I'm making Cyril come up and have a few words and celebrate this incredible milestone. Again, London Ice Cream started in 1995, and Cyril's owned it since 2006, but he was kind of there for a few years during the between. So Cyril, if you'd like to come up here and say a few words.
So I look around, guess what I see? No one working. Yeah. Who's working? That's kind of like my thing, I guess. If you're here, that means you can handle me. So, I didn't really realize, I guess, how important it is for this 30th. So I wrote this morning. That's everybody coming in and kind of coming into my office this morning. This is what I was doing. I'm not sure I could cover everything if I just did it off the cuff, so here we go. 30 years, honestly. Like I told Karen this morning, it's hard for me to even get into this. I really feel like I'm just getting started. But let's go back to 30 years, London Ice Cream Company. I'm very proud. But for me, it started even earlier, 35 years ago. I was 16 years old, training like crazy for hockey and no cash. So I got a job on an ice cream bike. I picked the hill routes to train. I really got hooked. The next year, my family moved to London and I tried to get a Dickie D franchise. I was told I was too young. That guy later became my mentor and my friend. That's Don Young. Years later, he told me he only said it to see what I would do. And what I did was go prove him wrong. Lindsay, I'm so happy you're here. And you're a big part of my success and London Ice Cream's success. Your dad started this fire. That moment stuck with me. It lit a fire. I've had two voices pushing me ever since. One was Don's challenge, prove it. The other was my mom's. Show them, go get them. She's been my biggest cheerleader. I always know that she'll say when I pitch a new flavor or an idea, It's the best. I also know I won't get the truth from her. That came later from people like Abby, people who would tell me the hard stuff, and I'm grateful for that. I put myself through school on that bike, graduated mechanical engineering at Western in '97. I had 6 franchises and a small distribution business already going. But everyone told me to get a real job. So I did. GM Diesel. I quickly became the lead quality rep at the warehouse. That lasted a year and a half. I hated the waste, the red tape, the idea of trading your time for a paycheck with no pride in the work. So I left. I knew I needed to build something of my own. That's when New Wave Ice Cream was born. I was all in, distribution fast. Around that time I met Alan Sargent, who had built this plant in 1995. We became friends, competitors, then partners. In 2006, New Wave and London Ice Cream came together. The distribution side fed the factory. Karen, who many of you know as the ice cream lady, was there through it all. Karen is the engine. Honestly, I don't always understand how a machine ever even runs, but Karen makes the ice cream happen. My guys, as she says, her guys, our guys, Karen is unwavering, dedicated blue. Pappy, Cyril, he is my corner. Always. When we built our freezer, we literally built it ourselves. Me, Pappy, and the team. He was 67, working 18 to 20-hour days while also caring for his mother in her final days. Grandmama passed away the same day we started up our freezer. That work ethic, that love, it shaped everything here. David, Slippery Dave as I call him, no one really knows what he does, but somehow the answer is everything. He's always there, always making things happen, quietly in the background. Dennis, I've known Dennis since hockey days. Sorry, Dennis, my mom told me to get out there and get him. You were just a casualty. But when we crossed paths again later in life, Dennis was all team and quickly became that. He's dependable, tough, and always looking out for the people beside him. Anna rescued the office. She took the pressure off when we really needed it. She owns her role and she owns the space. I don't know how we functioned before she took the reins. Janelle, my partner, my best friend, the strongest person I know. She stands by me and allows the time I pour into this place. Is she ever selfless? I do not take it for granted, not for a second. And then COVID hit. We just started up the new plant. 3 weeks later, the world shut down, sales stopped, bills didn't. I've never been tested like that. My team, they showed up every day. Somehow, we got through it. That's when I realized the greatest thing we built was not just ice cream. It was this team, this place, this environment. That was always the vision. To build a place where people want to be, not because of a paycheck, but because it's theirs too. Because it matters, because you love it. And I have seen that here. I feel it every day. 30 years is something, but what matters more is what comes next. We built this from a bike, from nothing, with no resource, just hustle and love and heart. So to all of you here, thank you. My family, Karen, Pappy, Dave, Anna, Janelle, to everyone who got us to 30. And to our team, get ready. the next 30 is going to be even better. We're just getting started.
Okay, thanks for the few words, Cyril. They were beautiful. Thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to call up Karen, and before I do, I just want to share a little story about Karen, because many of you may have heard this, and some of you may have not. But we do trade shows, and we're blessed to meet some of the most amazing buyers from across the world. We've met buyers from every organization that you probably shop in today, and ones you've never heard of. And people always ask me this one question: what makes your ice cream different than, I won't use names, it's our time, I won't celebrate someone else's business, but they always ask me, what makes you different than your competitors? And I say, Karen. And they all look at me kind of stumped, kind of, what do you mean, Karen? You know, because during the pandemic, that word Karen kind of came in for it. It meant something else if someone you used the word Karen, or you called someone a Karen. But anyway, I say Karen, and this is what I mean. Everyone watches a food show. There's always a food show. And out in a food show, if someone's making brownies, it's really simple. They're all starting with the same basket. The competition with the chefs are all the same basket. It's the same sugar, the same cream, the same everything. What makes someone's brownie better? It's that one person. It's that one person, and that person's Karen. And that's what I tell everybody. You can go buy ice cream somewhere else, but you're not going to get Karen. Right? So at this moment, I'd like to invite Karen up here for a few words.
Can you hear me? Well, I don't know how I can follow Mr. Cyril there. I don't know what he's going to do all that. So I'm just going to take a couple minutes and say thanks to Cyril for bringing me along for the ride. One minute. Thanks also to Pappy for all the lunches and all the support. And Cyril's mom, Julie. Everybody else, thanks. It's been a ride. And 30 years, it's a long time. I think I'm on, Cyril knows better than I do, what year I'm on, 28. And before that I was in yogurt, so sort of the same. Still making yogurt, by the way. So anyway, I guess everybody just wants some ice cream, so let's go have some. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Karen, for coming up. Just so I can explain the next few steps, we're gonna all at this moment, we're all gonna go back inside. David's gonna cue up the TV for us. We'll come back outside, but before we do it, just we have a guest here today, one of our largest suppliers, and you know, she flew in on a red eye and then drove from Toronto this morning just to get here. So I just want to, if you want to just put up your hand here, Lindsay. Lindsay's one of our greatest suppliers. Lindsay, earlier, Cyril was mentioning Don Young. This is Don's daughter, who carried on his business and his traditions and everything like that. So it's a pretty amazing business, and she represents Moose Tracks. So everyone, Moose Tracks is in Canada because of Don Young, and it continues to flourish in Canada because of Lindsay. So Lindsay, thank you for coming from Toronto today.
Thanks, Abby. Thanks for the invite. It's awesome. I wouldn't miss it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so at this moment, and we do have a super fan here too. Where's Rick? Rick's our super fan. He literally is a super fan. Like this guy's our champion out there. You know, he's retired now, so he's not talking to as many people. But I had to throw that out there. You know, but again, Rick, thanks for coming today as a super fan, and again to all the friends and family. But at this moment, if we could just go inside, we're going to go watch this video. It's a very special video that we put together with the support of You'll See Who soon. And then we're going to come back out to just in front of the doors here, where a couple of us are going to hold the ribbon, and we're going to get Cyril, Karen, and Josh and Elizabeth to cut the ribbon to celebrate 30 years. Okay? All right, so let's all go inside. Thank you.